All right. Boys ready?
Yep.
All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us today on Attack. Today we're going to be, Absolute Threshold is going to talk about Counterbalance.
Indeed.
Yes, that's right. We came prepared this time. I know last time or the last few shows, we've been kind of up in the air. But this time, we're going to be focused on Counterbalance. So I guess, what is Counterbalance? Do you guys know?
No.
I would say counterbalance, like in regards to like music.
Just in general. I mean, Counterbalance in general is, I mean, if you look up the definition, okay, if you look it up, it's basically a big piece of metal or something to balance the weight of something else. But the general meaning, and that what I think we're trying to go for tonight, is it's just balance. Meaning you have to balance everything in your life. You have to balance certain aspects of a band, a business, a family, work. I mean, there's just so much stuff that you have to balance. And
Yeah, exactly. I guess by counterbalance, what we're saying is there's a lot of obstacles that are going to come in your way, and how do you balance those out to turn them into
Exactly.
something that is functional and positive?
Yep.
Because you're going to be thrown so many curveballs, really with anything you do. Like you said, like life in general. We'll keep it specific though to how it is in the life of a band.
Right, and I mean, look at us tonight. Tonight we've got myself, Ramon, we got Jimmy, and we got Chris with us tonight. We're short, if you notice, 2 members. First of all, Matt. He is balancing right now his life. He's actually at work till, I think, 10 or 11, something like that.
He seems to be at work all the time.
He's always at work. The guy works a lot, man. He's a workhorse. And then we've got Gavin, our drummer. The guy's badass.
Yep.
Except
He's getting old.
he's getting old.
He's getting old. He's frail.
He's
frail.
Frail, everybody. He's frail. No, he broke his foot. And we won't go into details.
He was at a metal show, and he got his
We'll
foot
say that.
crushed.
Well, that's what we're going
He was
with.
at a metal show. He wasn't just standing awkwardly and then it broke.
And
That's not what happened.
that's not what happened. Or is it?
So we first of all, for Counterbalance, we were short 2 members, and still we are going through with doing this podcast.
Right.
So just because you were hit with a problem, somebody wasn't here, you still come to practice or come to whatever meeting you do, whatever your schedule is, and just because 2 of the members out of a 5-member band aren't there, there's still shit you can do.
That's true.
And
what's funny is I know this last weekend, because we try and practice Absolute Threshold practices twice a week. Yep. And this last weekend, we had a lot of stuff coming up. Some of us had family in town. Some of us won free trips because their wife wins everything for them, and they get to do everything.
They're lucky as fuck.
Anyway, so we had some members that were busy this weekend, and 2 of us came to practice. That's Chris and Gavin, and they wrote a whole song. So I mean, you can do it, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Just have to put your mind to it and do it.
Yeah, and whenever there's members missing from a practice, that's an opportunity to do something that you don't normally get to do in a full band practice. Because generally, what we do is when it's a full band, we're either focusing on practicing new material or just making our set much tighter with our older songs. So when especially if like a really core member of the band's gone, so like the singer or the drummer, it is actually kind of difficult when the drummer's not here, because you're so used to hearing the drums and hearing him. He's keeping time for the whole thing, so sometimes it's hard to play your old songs without him because you just go off of so many cues. So really, that's the perfect time. We're the guitarists of the band. It's a perfect time for us to start writing new riffs, and when they come to practice,
definitely.
present it to them. And so, Yeah, there's been a lot of stuff. I've actually recently, my son was born.
Oh yeah, congratulations.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Oh,
Thank
you know what's
guys.
funny though is
We already mentioned
we're
it.
brothers, me and
Yes.
him, and then this guy is our brother-in-law. So we're all family here.
Yep,
you know
yep.
it's crazy.
I was out of practice for a couple of weeks, and he was born a little over 2 weeks ago. And there's counterbalance there. You know, I had to make time for my family, and I finally, everything's kind of equaling out, balancing out, and becoming more normal. And so, I'm back here in the studio.
Right.
There's just lots of little things that you encounter throughout life.
Yeah, dude, welcome back. By the way, it's
Thank
nice
you.
to see you. It's been so long.
I know, it feels like I haven't been here forever. I probably don't even remember our music.
Oh, dude, that's terrible.
Yeah.
That is terrible.
Maybe that's why we need to practice.
Yeah, maybe we should stop doing these podcasts during
But
practice.
you can't, dude. By the way, dude, I want to give a big shout out to everyone that's watching these videos, dude, listening to the podcast, dude, sharing it. Thank you so much, man. We really appreciate
We
you
really
guys
do.
doing this stuff. And, dude, it's fun. And if you want to be on the show, dude, hit us up, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Check us out on Facebook. Hit us up. Send us a message and be like, hey, man, I saw you guys' podcast. That thing's fucking legit. Come out. We'll say, hey, man, this is when we do it. We'll set something up. And, dude, you'll be on the podcast.
Yeah, and we'll feature you. We'll promote your stuff.
That's right, man.
Yeah.
Talk about your shows, like Chris was saying. We'll promote you. And, dude, we'll even play one of your songs.
Yeah.
Give us a song. We'll play it on the show. And then, dude, it'll get out to the people. And by all means, like and subscribe this video. I know Gavin's not here, so I got to do it. Like and subscribe.
Comment
That's
as
what
well.
he does.
Let us know what we're doing right and
comment.
wrong.
Dude, by the way,
Yeah, suggestions.
sorry about the technical difficulties this last week. Dude, video syncing was bad. We had cameras falling, and we lost half the video.
Yeah, that was a bummer.
But at least the audio was clean. It was crisp. Thank you, Chris. Chris is our audio guy right now. I'm doing all the video, so sorry I fucked up. My bad.
It's all good.
Though. We're good. So anyway, back to counterbalance. Like Jimmy said, he's got to balance out his family life. I have to balance out my family life. You know, we have certain things with my family that we do, and we try and set things up based on our practice times. And I know it's really tough. Like sometimes bands are like, hey, man, can we change this day or can we change this time? And it's like, no, I can't because we've already pre-arranged stuff. So it's something that you have to do far in advance if you're going to change practice times and dates because, dude, people may have stuff planned or go around your practice. So that's something really key to look at, and that's balancing stuff, you know?
Absolutely. You have to balance life and the band because if you focus too much on your personal life, you're not going to have any time to do this, and this takes a lot of time to get good at it and to move
Agreed.
up. And you can't do vice versa. If you focus too much on your band and not on your personal life, then you're having a lot of personal life problems, especially, if you're married with a girlfriend, boyfriend, kids, like that's, you can't push them aside either.
Chris is the one with the girlfriend and
Yes.
boyfriend.
Yes.
Oh, I'm just joking. Corey, don't get mad. Okay, I know you watch this. Don't
Yeah,
get mad.
and Kevin, don't get mad either.
Well, but like just going back to counterbalance as like an actual as like a band, what are some of like the biggest like counterbalances that you guys can identify within Absolute Threshold?
Well, dude, my biggest thing is I try and be here at every practice, just because I'm just a bass player, all right? Bass players don't mean nothing. Sorry, my bass players. Right, these guys are guitar players.
Yeah.
Everyone hates the bass player. But you know what? The bass player, I'm going to go off on a tangent here for a second. The bass player is fundamental in making this music badass.
No, absolutely.
But anyway, if we're not here, they can still function. But like Jimmy was saying, if the drummer's not here, it makes things really difficult. If the singer's not here, you don't need to listen to music,
Yeah. And I guess I can elaborate a bit more on what I meant by like core members.
Oh, yeah,
being
dude,
gone.
definitely.
And I don't mean like nobody's more important than anybody else. It's just
Bassists are. I'm just joking, guys.
it's just so I'm the lead guitarist, and if I'm gone, you guys don't need me to play the songs. You're just missing on whatever you know, a
epicness,
solo
man.
or something. Yeah,
We
the
hear
epicness.
ghosts.
It's just real boring if I'm not here.
Exactly.
And you know, if Chris isn't here on guitar, like you're just missing a guitar part. It's just when like the drums aren't there, like that really, really fucks up with the flow of practice.
Dude, I agree.
And then, and even the same thing when the singer's not here. One benefit of Matt when he's not here is that we can really focus on playing our parts over and over and over, riff over and over, making changes over and over. Because otherwise, when we try to do that while the singer, while Matt is here, he puts his input in here and there, but he generally is just kind of like waiting for us to finally finish up rapping a little part so
true.
that we can get back to playing the song where, you know, so he can sing with it. Because, you know, when we're practicing a part, we'd rather him not sing so we don't get distracted. Like, we really need to focus on the individual part. So, yeah, that's definitely, you know, a counterbalance of like, when people aren't here and don't show up, you just don't give up. Like if two of the members say they're not going to be at practice tonight, then three of you still go. Like don't just call off practice just because of that. Because I guarantee you, there's something that if at least two of you come, there's something that you could be doing, something you could be bettering for the music.
Like we said earlier in the show, me and Gavin came in on Sunday because everybody else was doing stuff with their families and whatnot. And we wrote an entire song.
Exactly.
And now we have another new song that's going to be possibly on our next album.
So something like that. Like I know Chris was just saying, like, hey, you know what do you guys do to counterbalance everything with Absolute Threshold? And you know, there was some times when there were some rough times within Absolute Threshold. You know, we went through some tough conversations with people in the band. We've been through some, you know, heartache because we've lost people. We've lost one person. We gained one person, and I mean, it's one of those things. You lose someone, and dude, they're family to you, you know, and that's not the end, because you may find someone who's as good, if not better, and that's something that you guys have to just, I don't know, kind of deal with, you know. And in our case, you know, we got Gavin, who's a fantastic drummer, you know. He comes all the way from back east, and he brings something else to the band. Whereas our old drummer, David, thanks so much, man, for drumming for us. It was fantastic. But, dude, it was one of those things. David had to move on because he had other stuff that he wanted to do with his life, you know.
Yeah. And, you know, whenever he told us that he couldn't be a part of, we were Blue Star at the time, be a part of Blue Star anymore, we didn't give up. Like,
That's right.
And I
That's
could
right.
totally see why anybody would give up at that point, losing such you know, core member, a founding member who's written all the songs with you up until
Correct,
that point.
yeah.
But this project's so important to us, and if this happens to you, if you give up, then clearly this isn't that important to you. You just keep going, and you know, luckily within a week or two, we found Gavin after
Correct.
David left.
Yeah.
We met him at Starbucks.
Yeah,
did.
they met him in Starbucks, man.
We
And
did.
that dude, it's just turned out really good for the band. It changed the sound. It changed the flow of how we write music.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, Gavin's influences and inspirations brought something else to the band. So that's another thing to look at, you know, with balancing. Don't just reject ideas, you know, because something could come of that idea.
Absolutely.
You know, and it could be stupid at the time, but then later on you'll be like, dude, this is sounding amazing. This can be epic.
Yeah. You want to give everything a kind of a test drive, like work with it a little bit, see if it's going to work or not.
Right.
So that kind of brings it to when we're writing music and there's conflicting opinions on a certain part, on how it should go. And
Uh-oh. Chris has that face.
Chris has that face. So usually we just hate everything he writes, and we just figure out what I write and go with it. No, I'm just kidding. It doesn't really work that way. But I mean, that's an example. Most recently in a song was.
But I feel like this might be better for possibly another topic for our attack series.
You're right.
Because
Now we're going off tangent.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, but
No,
how
it
do
goes
you
with
counterbalance
counterbalance.
when
It
there's
goes
a
with it.
problem in the band? Whenever there's conflicting opinions about how
true.
something goes.
Yeah, how do you find that balance?
You've
Yeah.
got this going on. You know
That's right.
what steps do we take in that situation? And what we do is we sit in the room when we said, I think this part should go this, and the other person says, no, it should go this way. And what we do is we play it over and over and over in each iteration. Maybe take the bass player out of it for this iteration, take the drummer out of it so we can hear it in all different combinations of members in the band. And the easiest way to come to a decision on that is we make it a consensus.
Right, that's what we ended up doing at the end.
Dictatorship.
We've done this with
It's
most
not a
things.
dictatorship. It was
It's a democracy.
Chris feels like it's a dictatorship.
yeah, but
You dicks.
but anyway, no, that's what it comes down to is a vote, and whoever. There's no one opinion. It's everyone's opinion because we all have to play the music. We are the ones that have to present it to the crowd, and if the consensus agrees that it sounds good one way versus another, that's what you should go with. You know. And unfortunately, it didn't work out for Christopher because his way was not the way we ended up going with, which, sorry, Chris, I still feel bad. But check out this song sometimes. It's called Hollows Will Fall. We don't have it recorded yet, but it is in the making of being recorded, possibly this year. It definitely will be on the second album, which is also in progress. So,
But if you wanted to get a little taste of it, we do have some live videos of us playing it at a few of our local shows that we've played here in Phoenix. So if you want to check it out, definitely do. We should have them on our Facebook, so that way you just go to our Facebook, you hit the little like button, and then you scroll down.
So check it out real quick. As Chris is mentioning, that's a good point, Chris. Dude, check out our Facebook. Check out our website. Check out YouTube. Check out our Reverb Nation. Twitter. I mean, you name it, our band has it, social media-wise. We're trying to stay up to date. I think we even now have Instagram. I mean...
We do.
See, look at we even have Instagram. And guess what? All the links are going to be right here. I'm going to post them all right here. Yeah, right here above my face. Just... Okay? All right. So, like I said, Counterbalance, man. Whoa, what was that? Jeez. These guys are getting a little too close. Anyway, Counterbalance. So, yeah, like Jimmy was saying, we got to sometimes figure out what's best for the band. And that's one thing you have to do, too, is balance it that way by figuring out what is best for the band. And that takes balance. And sometimes a counterbalance. And like we were saying earlier, counterbalance is having both sides, you know, and balancing it out.
And I think probably one of our best songs that has this counterbalance idea is probably our song, Acromion, actually.
Acromion is a very good song that's balanced.
It's balanced, but it has a counterbalance just because of the entire song and its concept. You could probably explain it best because you're actually the one who originally wrote the song.
Right, and so like Chris was saying, I wrote the lyrics for the song, and originally I was wanting it to be about a guy who just got bitten by a zombie on his arm, like his shoulder or his arm, and it shows the transformation of him turning into a zombie. That was like my just baseline meaning. But then when you really listen to the lyrics or read the lyrics, which you can see or listen to on our album, so purchase that bad boy. But anyway, if you do that, it can mean a lot of stuff that you struggle with that's taking over your body that you don't have control of and that you want to try and fight as much as you can. And sometimes you can't win, but you still got to try.
Yeah, and just how some people end up changing and don't recognize who they are.
That's exactly right.
Anymore.
That's right. And that's what it is the guy at the end of the song turns into a zombie.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know what he's talking about. But exactly,
Yeah,
changing and you just don't know who you are.
Yeah, at a face
Exactly.
level, look at the song. Yeah, it does sound like it's just a guy turned into a zombie. But like,
Right.
you know, if you listen to it lyrically, so if you ever buy our album, we have our lyrics listed in the insert and such. But
That's right.
I'm not sure how that applied to Counterbalance.
It does, because due to
What
the
was
fact...
the problem we had?
So there wasn't a problem. So Counterbalance can also, because we're like essentially looking at the song as though it has like the like nice clean melodic, and to balance it out to actually mesh with our actual sound, which is a little bit more like hard rock, like metal. We did a counterbalance where we actually brought in a metal portion right after the intro of the song. So we have that counterbalance so that way our listener gets a new taste at the beginning of the song, but then it turns into this monstrous beast at like throughout the entire song.
So I see what he's saying. He's saying like we come in soft, kind of clean, kind of mellow, and then we come in heavy. So there's like a balance to the song itself.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of our style, though. So I really feel like that topic is more for a how we the composition of our music.
Right, and you know that is eventually, I think, going to be one of the topics. You know, but guys, I think we've kind of hit the nail on the head as far as counterbalance. You know, you got to have balance in life. You got to have balance with the music. You've got to have balance. You got to have balance in your life, and in everything that you do.
Yeah.
Because if you do too much of one thing or too little of one thing, it's either not going to be successful or you're going to put too much into it, and then it's gonna end up killing you.
Absolutely.
I think we should also bring up how we deal with when somebody in the band isn't doing their part or isn't living up to what we have set as expectations, because I think that is something that a lot of bands have experienced, and that ends up just ruining the band and ruining friendships. And basically what we do to counter that and keep healthy relationships, positive relationships with each other, and continue writing music with each other. And so, we've had instances where somebody's lacking in terms of skill, skill on the guitar, skill on the drums,
or performance,
skill on the vocals,
not just skill, dude.
or
it's
entertainment.
Performance. Yeah, I mean that is
stage.
a huge one because people want to see us on stage entertaining them, and if we're not entertaining, why are they going to come see us?
Yeah, because we've had members just stand up there while we're playing, and we have to address these issues, and even sometimes we've had to address it multiple times.
That's true.
And I think what we do to counter that and flip it around and make it a positive is we sit down with a member and we talk to them and ask them exactly what are they wanting out of this. What we are expecting, and really giving an ultimatum like, this is really what we're expecting, dude, and you should be hitting this point, and if you're not, then we could just move forward. If you are too busy with other things, then maybe this isn't the thing for you, but we just have a civilized conversation and work it out, and it's always worked for us.
Right, and something along those lines. I know, like, we may go a little off topic, but with that, I know a lot of in Absolute Threshold, there's a certain opinion that, dude, and I mean a lot of people will agree that you need to practice how you play, and I don't know, and it's funny when we talk about that. I always get like, dude, I don't need to practice how I play. I can play. I don't need to practice that way, because I'm badass. Anyway, but the thing is like we have some people that, like Jimmy was saying in the past, used to just stand there and just kind of like play their instrument or sing or, well, the drummer, he's always moving.
Look like an old man.
look like an old man. But anyway, so that's the thing is we had to address those issues, and it's really helped out the band because now, we're like, all right, we need to practice how we play, except for me. And then I'm just joking, guys. I'm joking. But I think it's something like you have to also work on choreography is another big one that we've struggled with in the past with the band, and it's tough making sure that you're entertaining enough to keep people coming to the shows or be like, oh man, you guys got to check out this band.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's amazing.
I think my biggest point with how we really, when we're having a problem and someone's not doing what they need to be doing, we don't attack them. We do not.
Right, exactly.
We do not gang up on them. We do not use aggression or anything like that. We're very professional. We are a business, and we do treat it like a business.
Right,
and
exactly.
we're all best friends. We treat each other like we're best friends.
That's right. Well, dude, and it's not even just friends, man. We're like family.
Yeah,
we are, absolutely.
And that's the way you need to look at it. I think that's the best way. Like you said, is to look at it like friends, family. I mean, your brothers in arms. You've bled together, sweated together. Chris has farted a lot.
Yep. Gavin's blood. I've farted.
You farted Gavin's blood?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's brutal, man.
It is brutal.
But yeah, you know, being this close family that we are, if we were to attack somebody or just approach them with aggression, like, dude, why the fuck aren't you doing this? Like, you suck. Like, you need to get your shit together. Coming from somebody that you love so much, if they told you that would hurt you so bad. That would hurt you so bad. And so we know, like, that is not how to approach, you know, really touchy subjects and problems going on. You need to be real professional about it, and things are going to work. Like, really talk it through and learn what the other person's really wanting out of it. Inform them, you know, what is expected, and then go from there and see how things work out.
You have to find the balance and the counterbalance in all these situations, and
That's right.
it's not always the easiest choices whenever you're making these calls. Whether you're having that deep conversation, talking about a song or talking about a riff, or even talking about stuff that's not even pertaining to the band, it's really just coming down to just talking it out, figuring out what we need to do to find that balance back in our group, because I know we've had quite a few situations with us here in Absolute Threshold where we had to find that balance and figure it out quick, or else it was going to completely shatter us.
That's true. So, guys, I think we've kind of hit the point of, you know, counterbalance, what it means to be in a band, you know, your life, etc. So, I guess with that, dude, that's the show.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Da-da-da-da.
Ramon.
That was fast, man.
That's all, folks.
Ramon, who are we featuring this week? Because typically we feature a band at the end of the show.
I do not like this band.
Dude,
I don't know why we're
Fuck
featuring
these
them.
guys.
you know, these guys are so negative Nancy's over here. No, they're not. They're not. But no, today, if you noticed, we only have, first of all, we only have us three because we're badass. You know, we're here. But we are actually going to feature ourselves this week.
Oh.
Absolute Threshold.
Absolute Threshold this week on our own podcast. Well, and you guys, you know, I don't think you've heard a single song of ours featured. And this is our show.
No. Usually it's kind of the background music.
It
going
is.
on, but,
Yeah, if you guys listen hard enough, you
yeah.
can maybe hear it. But
So here is a teaser trailer sort of thing for our music video, Taste Your Hate.
Yeah.
Link will be in the description to watch the whole video.
No, it's not. Just kidding. It will be. But it will also be here.
Yeah.
Right here.
Ramon will put it right here.
Right on his face,
on my
okay?
face.
Just right on his face. It'll be right there. So we'll put it right there. And dude, please, by all means, check out the freaking music video. We recorded it ourselves.
Fucking check it out.
And our drummer, Gavin, dude, did all the video editing. Guy is a genius when it comes to this stuff.
He now
And if you haven't
hates
checked
life.
this stuff out, dude, check out some of his regular videos.
Oh, yeah.
They're mind-blowingly good.
Gavin PHX.
Gavin PHX,
Yeah,
man.
you can find him on YouTube, find
And
him
guess
on
what? You know
Facebook.
what? Since he's so badass, how about we put his link right here?
Oh, shit.
So, all right. You guys have a great night. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And, dude, hope you guys have a great Labor Day weekend.
Oh, yeah. Labor Day weekend.
Be safe.
Fuck yeah.
That's right, man. 3 days off for most people. So if you're off, dude, enjoy
Yeah.
your weekend.
Have
So,
fun, guys.
All right.
Drink,
Have a great
but
night.
be safe.